Welcome everyone. Let's get started. We'll begin in child's pose. So it's gonna look like this. Big toes together, knees apart, and kind of sink your hips back and let your head rest down. Now sometimes the head resting down on the floor might feel too far away. So if you have a pillow or a cushion or anything that you can use underneath your head for a little bit more lift, that's an option. Depending on your ankles and your knees, this pose might not feel great to stay in for too long. You want to stay in for a moment and then come out of it and take a seated position or just lie on your back. If you already know that that's going to be a better opening pose for you, you can adjust so that you're comfortable. And that rule goes throughout the class. Like if something right away doesn't feel like the right pose, you definitely want to come out. You might not know what else to do, but you could just kind of back out of the pose. You could take some sort of variation you could that felt comfortable of the pose you were doing. You just have to use your own intuition and listen to your body to practice in a way that's going to benefit you. And so with your eyes closed, let your head be heavy. It's nice to bend the elbows so your shoulders can relax and start to take some slower and deeper breaths in and out. So as you change the rhythm of your breath, you're also focusing your mind, your attention on your breath as you come into more of a conscious and steady pace of your breath. You feel the flow of the breath move in and out. Give yourself a few more moments just to settle in. And then as you're ready, finish up your last round of breath. And we'll come all the way forward onto hands and knees. So pick yourself up, bring yourself forward, and readjust your feet as wide as your knees and your hips over your knees with your hands down under your shoulders. Now we're in table pose. We're going to go into cat pose, rounding the back to the ceiling, push the floor away, and then glide forward into cow pose, stretch your heart forward. Come to neutral where the back feels pretty flat and the belly feels strong and turned on. And then bring your right shoulder over to your right hip up towards your right shoulder. And then you'll start to side bend. And switch, take it to the left side, left shoulder, left hip, side bending. And then again, switch, getting into the sides of the waist. And one more time, switch, bringing it back to center as you inhale. Guide your right arm forward and stretch it out. Try and keep your shoulders level, so same height. And then slowly start to lift your arm up higher. And then pause at any point where you feel like you're shifting or coming out of that balance with the shoulders level with each other. And then slide your left leg back and keep your belly strong as you reach the leg back. And take a moment, feel the opposite limbs stretching out and away from one another. Then hold the belly strongly lifted up to the spine so that you're not overextending in your low back. And then as you exhale, you're going to pull the knee and elbow towards each other. And as you inhale, you'll stretch and reach it out. As you exhale, pull the elbow and knee to the belly. As you inhale, stretch and lengthen out. 3 more. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, reach out. Last 2, pull in. Inhale, stretch out. Final one, as you exhale, pull in. Inhale, reach out, and then lower your hand down and your knee down to the ground. And pause. Feel the balance. Keep the balance of the shoulders, the height of the shoulders as you stretch your left arm forward. Reach out and slowly lift your arm up higher. Now, depending on the tightness of the shoulders, you'll have to stop at one point before you feel like the whole body reacts just to let your arm lift higher. Rather, you want to keep your torso intact in its long, natural curvature and then lift your arm up as high as you comfortably can while holding that intact. Slide your right leg back and stretch it back. Reach out through the limbs, fingers and the toes. Stretch away while pushing actively down. Keep the belly firm and engaged up towards the spine. And then 5 times, exhale, pull in. Inhale, glide out. Exhale. And inhale. Last 3. As you move, try and keep your torso long. As you pull the elbow and knee towards each other, try and find that deep connection to the belly. And one more time, holding the balance. Stretch away, and then lower your left hand and your right knee down. Okay, now keep your hips right above your knees, but just walk your hands forward and let your head rest down. Now, bend the elbows are to the ground, and interlock your hands together. Clasp your hands. Walk the elbows closer around your head, and then make your hands into more of a prayer position. Lift your fingertips up towards the ceiling so that you start to open up into the chest a little bit more. Your hips are still over your knees, and then I want you to try and kind of puff your back ribs up towards the ceiling. So lift through the rib cage upwards, and then pull the thumbs in towards your shoulder blades even more. Take another round of breath, keeping the armpits lifted, upper arm bones strong. Inhale, and then exhale, lower your hands down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, and then push yourself to straight arms, coming back to all fours. Take your hands forward. Now shift your shoulders so they come over your wrists. Lift your knees up and come into plank position, top of a push-up pose. Press firmly into your hands so your arms feel engaged, and hug or wrap the outer arm bones in towards one another so that your triceps roll towards the middle of the mat and midline of your body, and you feel an opening across your chest and a way to easily glide your shoulder blades away from your ears. Keep your legs working and strong, and keep your belly working and strong. Take one more deep breath in, plank pose. As you exhale, hike your hips up and come into downward facing dog. In downward dog, make any modifications you need to between your hands and your feet, the placement, but try bending your knees a lot so that you can lift your hips up a lot. And then you want to hold the lift of your hips, and you should feel really long through your torso and through the back body. Lifting your hips up higher, then you can work towards straighter legs. The length that you've created through your spine should remain, so if your legs straighten and your back rounds, then you'll have to go back to bent knees and find the length again. Take another deep breath in and out. Now we're going to raise the right leg up, floating the right leg back. You're going to lift your leg up pretty high, but not as high as it can go. You want to keep your right hip point facing down to the floor. So the front of the pelvis on the right side is facing down instead of out to the right side of your mat. Feel how both arms are straight and strongly working. Look to your hands. Exhale, pull the knee into your chest. Squeeze in. Inhale, stretch back. Try 2 more times. Exhale, rock forward, hug it in. Inhale, stretch back, lengthen out. Final one, pull the knee into your chest. Go ahead, step the foot forward between your hands, and then drop your left knee down to the ground. As you inhale, reach your arms up high. As you exhale, turn to the right and spread the arms apart, twist. As you inhale, reach your arms up high. As you exhale, turn to the left and spread your arms apart, twist. As you inhale, reach back through center, keep reaching up. And then reach over to the right side, getting that side body stretch that we had on all fours. Come back through center and switch to the other side. Reach to the left, but keep your hips hugging in, your right knee tracking forward. Bring it back through center, inhale, and exhale, lower your hands down. Pick up the left knee and then turn your body towards the right side as you reach your arm up for a twist, high lunge, pause. With your left hand down to the floor, it's nice to have your fingertips on the floor only so that you can really feel the lift through the opposite arm to the ceiling. Try and wag your right hip back so you can feel it actively hugging to the midline, and then turn like you're wringing out a towel, and the waist is that towel you're wringing out. You turn the waistline and twist through your torso, up through your shoulders, and maybe your gaze can transition more towards your hand. One more deep breath in. Stay as you exhale. And then unwind from here and place your hand down. Slide your right foot back so that you're in your plank setup. And plank can be done on your knees as well. So using your knees if you need to focus on your abdominals more to feel the support and lift. Let's do 5 times, and you always have the option of going to downward facing dog at any point. We're going to take a small bend in the elbows, pause. As you bend the elbows, lift the shoulders. As you bend your elbows, keep the belly strong. And then push to straight arms. So that's more of like a small range of motion, bending and stretching. We did that once. We're going to do 5 more with knees on or off the floor, and you might want to add more range of motion. Going down lower and pressing back up. Maybe small bend and press back up. Or deeper bend, going lower and press back up. Last 2, go down and push. Keep the shoulder heads lifted. And on your last one, you're going to hinge back all the way, downward dog, hips up high. Hold the hips high. Remember, a bent knee position might help you gain a longer spine. So hold the length of your torso as you lift your left leg up. Remember, as your left leg lifts, try and keep your pelvis squared off, facing the floor. So with the left leg high, you want the left hip facing down still instead of out. Look towards your hands. As you exhale, pull the knee in, squeeze, lift up. As you inhale, glide and lengthen it back. As you exhale, use your abdominals, pull, lift up. As you inhale, glide and stretch it back. Final one, you're gonna pull, squeeze in, and step your left foot forward. Drop the right knee down for low lunge. Inhale, arms reach up, pause. Exhale, twist to the left, wide arms, stretch up. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right, wide arms, stretch it up. Inhale, center, hold center, reach up, reach over to the left side, bend. Inhale, center, over towards the right side, bend. Keep the hips hugging in, maintain the balance. And center, lower your hands to the ground. Pick up the right knee, pause. Fingertips or a prop if you have it under the right hand. Then turn yourself to the left side, twisting towards the left side of your mat. Good. Hold the bend through your front knee. Don't let that change. Keep rotating your ribs and your chest to face the sidewall. Draw the top shoulder back, almost kind of leaning back. Keep breathing in and slowly out. One more round. Exhale. And bring your hands down around your foot. Plant your palms down. Step back. Find plank. Top of a push-up. Feel your plank position like a plank of wood. That's what you want to imagine your body as. Everything working together, moving together. Lower to your belly. Slowly bend. Descend down to the ground. Anchor the pelvis. Reach the toes. Curl up. Find cobra. Wiggle and stretch your chest forward. Feel your back work, but not overwork. Feel your belly strong and supportive. Option add your legs off of the floor. Reach your toes back and lengthen through your toes, getting strong, long legs behind you. Reach your chest forward. Take one more deep breath in. And exhale, lower the legs if they're up. Flip the toes under. Push yourself up like a plank of wood. Everything together. Lifts and back. Downward dog. Hold the lift of your hips up high. Take a breath or 2 and pause. Feel the strength of your arms. Maintain strong and long straight arms. Look to your hands. Bend your knees a lot. Here we step or hop forward. Top of the mat. Bring your feet forward. Inhale, glide to a halfway lift. Exhale, easy fold. Bow down. Sink back into chair pose. Ease the hips back. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Find a moment in chair. Reach your outer hips back so you can look down and see your toes. And then hug your thighs towards each other as though there were a block between your thighs and you were trying to hold it there. Sink your hips down a little bit lower by weighting into your heels, putting weight down into your heels, but also maintaining weight through the balls of your feet. Glide your arms back and keep the fronts of the shoulder heads wide and open as you reach your arms back. Keep the length of your torso. Inhale, reach your arms up. Go ahead and glide your arms back. Keep the fronts of the shoulders open and wide across your chest. Inhale, reach your arms up. 2 more, reach back. And forward. Last one, reach back. And forward. Bring your hands together to your heart. Palms press in towards each other. Push down into your left foot. Bring your right knee into your chest. Stand up nice and tall. Pause. Feel the balance. Make sure your left leg is as straight and as strong as you can get it. Take a moment. Reach up through the crown of your head. Almost by digging your left heel to the floor, you feel more rise and lift through the crown of your head. Now from here, you're going to bend your left knee down and straighten your left leg up. Keep the right knee up to the chest. Lower and lift. And it could be a small bend into your left knee. And press back up. So 2 more times. Go down and push away. Last one. Bend and stretch. Good. Shift your right leg back. Glide your chest forward. Come into warrior 3. Here, the knee can be bent or straight. It's really up to you, however it feels best to balance here. Try and lift your inner right thigh to the ceiling. Reach your right heel back. Crown of the head forward. Stay here and pause, or stretch your arms back and float your shoulders up higher. Reach your fingertips back and pull in through your abdominals and lengthen out through your toes and your head. Take 1 more deep breath in. Bend your left knee. Reach your right foot back. Push down into your feet. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Please adjust your feet so you feel comfortable in the position. Maintain the bend in your left knee. Perhaps add a bend in the right knee. Lengthen up, reach up through your torso. Turn to the left. Exhale, wide arms. Inhale, reach up. Here's a tricky one. Turn to the right. Keep your right hip facing forward. Bring out the waistline. And back through center. Both arms stretch. Reach over to the left. Side bend. Bring it back through center. Reach over to the right. Side bend. Back through center. Hands to your heart. Lift your chest up. Hinge your chest forward. Straighten the right leg completely. It was bent a moment ago. Now it's straight as you hinge your chest forward. Hook the arm across the leg. You might get it there. It might not feel great. So you would replace your hand down to the ground and take the twist we've already done. Or keep the cross of the arm over. Press your palms together. Lift your chest, lean back, and twist. Whichever variation of a twist fits your body right now, go ahead and make sure that you feel like you can develop in the pose and you don't feel so restricted that it's uncomfortable to breathe. 1 more deep breath in. Exhale out. Place your left hand down. Both hands rest against the floor. Slide your left foot back. Come to plank position. Swivel the heels to the right side. Push here and lift your hips up. Stay here with your right hand down, or as an option, reach your right arm up. Lift your arms to the ceiling, side plank. Feel your firm foundation through both feet and your bottom arm. 1 more deep breath in. And exhale and wide. Here you decide, you're in plank pose. You might want to stay in whole plank. You might want to do those small bends of the elbows and stretches through the arms. Or you can flow through that Vinyasa series halfway down or all the way. Cobra or upward dog. And as you're ready, bring yourself up and back to your downward dog. Look to your hands in downward dog. Bend your knees generously. Choose to step or hop your feet forward. As you inhale, stretch out the chest, long spine. As you exhale, easy fold, bow and head down. Sink your hips back, chair pose. Come back to Utkatasana. Find your chair position, adjust your height of your hips so that you feel like you can stay in the pose for a few rounds of breath. Feel the weight of your heels pressed into the ground. Don't lose the weight to the balls of the feet. Keep reaching your hips back as you sink your hips down and maintain a long spine. Now glide your arms back, reaching your arms behind you with a wide open chest. As you inhale, lift your arms up. As you exhale, glide back, keeping your torso strong and steady, feeling the movement through your arms, lifting up. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, reach up. Good, bring your hands together to your heart. Push down into your right foot. Straighten your right leg as you bring your left knee up. Pause, find your balance. Pause, find something to gaze at. Feel steady and strong in your standing leg. Keep the floating leg, your left leg lifted, and then we're gonna do 5 times within any range of motion, bending into your right knee, straightening into your right leg. Bending and straightening. 3 more. Bend and straighten. Last 2. Down and up. Final one. Down. Press up. Hold. And then glide your left leg back. You can bend your right knee as you hinge your chest forward. Warrior 3. Here you pick your angle. What angle suits your body, and then maybe glide your arms back. Feel like your torso and the back leg are working together to create one long line head through your heel. And then feel the stretch and the opposition that you can create in your body so you can hold here with more balance. One more deep breath in. Exhale, bend your right knee. Go ahead, glide your left foot to the floor. Feel a strong foundation. Inhale, reach your arms up. Maybe adjust your stance so you feel more comfortable in the pose, but hold the bend through your right knee. Perhaps bend your left knee as well. Keep the torso long, and as you exhale, turn to the right with wide open arms, twist. As you inhale, stretch, reach up. Turn to the left with wide open arms, twist. As you inhale, stretch, reach up. Reach up, reach over towards the right side, side bending. Inhale, stretch, reach up. Reach over to the left side, side bending. Inhale, stretch, reach up. And exhale, hands to your heart, hinge forward. Now straighten out your left leg all the way. Hook the left arm outside the left leg, or place your left hand down as you twist, as we've already done. Open towards the side. Either way, arm across and hook, or hand below and hold. Steady breath in and out. Try 2 more. And 1 more deep breath in, out, and slow to unwind. Release your hands down. Step your right foot back, here in your plank position. Turn your heels to the left side, so now you're inside, or right side, sorry. So you're in side plank setup. Right hand's gonna feel strong. You can keep your left hand down, hold like this, or take your left arm up and hold like this. Give yourself a breath, lift your hips up higher. 1 more deep breath in, draw the shoulders back, and then slow to unwind. Settle back into plank pose, and choose what you'd like to do. Holding plank, taking a small bend and stretch, or flowing through a vinyasa, and then making your way back to downward dog. Take a pause in downward dog. Feel the whole body working here, strengthening and stretching as you lift your hips high. 1 more deep breath in. And out. Look to your hands. Bend your knees generously. Step or hop forward. Come to the top of the mat again. As you inhale, lift halfway. As you exhale, bow down, fold. Okay. This isn't going to work for everyone, but you can try it. Bring your feet together, not your heels. Big toes together, sorry, and not your heels. Sink down into a chair pose, so your feet are together. Now, if this doesn't feel good on your knees or your ankles, separate your feet back apart instead. Bring your hands to your heart, lift your chest up. Okay, you want to keep your knees, imagine like they're pressing against a wall, and you want to keep them against the wall. We're going to do some twisting, and what tends to happen, the whole body tends to move in the twist. So if you can bring your knees together, it kind of helps to reduce that so much movement throughout the body, but it's also fine to have the legs apart. Think about initiating the twist at the waist and moving more of your torso and less of the legs. So if you exhale, turn to the right, cross. Inhale, center. So you exhale, turn to the left, cross. and center. And keep on going back and forth, side to side. And you don't have to go super low, but you want to feel the waist working as you move in and out of the posture. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. One more time each way. And once you come back to the left side, you're going to bring it back to center and hold. Take a deep breath in, and then push and lift your left knee up as you stand up nice and tall, and lower down. Push and lift your right knee up as you stand up tall and lower. And again, press and lift, lower. Press and lift, lower. Feeling the balance become easier as you do more reps each side, trying to feel strong and firm in your standing leg. Last one. You're going to hold the right knee up and pause, okay? And then you're going to slide your hands to the outside of your right leg. Bring your left hand to push against the outer thigh and slide your right arm down towards the back of the mat. So now you're turning to the side. Feel how the hand and the leg against one another creates a connection that might help you dive deeper into your twist as you turn. Now, having the hand behind you lower definitely helps with balance, but if you feel very balanced, you can challenge yourself more by lifting your hand up and gazing towards that thumb. Turning towards the right. One more deep breath in. Stay here, try and twist a little bit more, and then unwind. Bring your right hand to hold your right shin. Hug the knee into your chest. See if you can grab your ankle, and then we'll take it into tree pose. You can take your right foot above or below your knee or anywhere along your leg that feels okay and comfortable for tree. Option, reach your arms up. Stretch up. Find your balance with a steady gaze, and keep your breath slow and steady as well. One more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Swing that right knee forward. Try and stretch your right leg out. Hold the lift of your leg. It can be bent straight, high or low. Either way. Hold one more deep breath in. And slowly release it down. Okay, release your arms. Take an inhale. Stretch your arms high to the ceiling. Reach up. As you exhale, forward fold, bow down. Bend back into your knees. Reach your arms up. Chair pose. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Here in chair, keep your feet hips width distance apart. And you're going to push and bring your left knee up and lower. Push and bring your right knee up and lower. And we're just going to go a couple more times side to side before we hold on the left side with the left knee lifted. And next time your left knee comes up, you can take that pause, hold the left knee up, and then move your hands outside the left leg. Place your right hand against the outside of the thigh. Slowly take your left arm behind you. Right hand outside the left thigh. Left hand reaches behind you. And you'll push and feel the engagement. Hand and leg against one another. Slowly turn yourself and reach your fingertips back. Maybe take your hand higher. Continuing to look back or any gaze point that helps you feel steady here. Twist, twist, twist. One more deep breath in. Last exhale. And then slowly bring it back to center. Grab your left shin with your left hand. Reach down, find your ankle. If you can place your foot high, go high. If you prefer low, go low. Inhale, arms up. Tree pose. Reach your arms up, find your lift. Work to find that steady gaze. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, you can bring your knee back through center, lift the knee up. Stretch your leg out at any height, bending or straightening. It's up to you. Challenge yourself and stay here. 2 more rounds, inhale. And exhale, last deep breath in. And out, lower everything down. Give your legs a shake. And when you're ready, we'll rise back up, reaching high to the sky. Exhale, bend your knees to fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the back out, stretch your heart forward. Exhale, lower your hands and step yourself back to plank. Top of a push-up pose. Hold plank and take your time to control the descent down to the ground. Take your arms forward so that you're creating more like a V shape with your arms. Arms rest outside of your shoulders. Try propping yourself up onto your fingertips and feel how it lifts the underneath portion of the arm and your armpit. Reach your chest forward, kind of wiggle forward if you have more space. Now really push down through your pelvis, not just through the front or top of the pelvis, but also through the bottom, base of the pelvis, so that you feel equal weight of pressure throughout your front side of the pelvis down against the floor. Float your left leg up, reach your left leg up, while keeping your left hip and your right thigh heavily pressed down. Take your right arm up as well if you would like to. With it straight, it might feel harder, so if you want to hold the lift up and it feels too hard straight, go ahead and give your elbow a deeper bend and lift the arm. Take another round of breath. Exhale, lower your hand and your leg down. Lift your right leg up. Keep the right side of the pelvis heavily against the floor, the left thigh bone also reaching down to the ground. Option, take your left arm up. Reach your left arm out with a straight arm or bent elbow to lift the arm up. Take a couple rounds of breath, hold, stretch out through your fingers and your toes. One more inhale, and exhale, lower it down. Walk your hands back alongside your rib cage. Keep your head up and your chest up. Add both of the legs, lift them up. Lift them up as high as you comfortably can, with the option of backing off, always coming down a little bit while still staying lifted if it starts to feel like too much. Tap your heels together, the whole legs together, hug in, and then separate your feet mat width distance apart. Exhale, hug in, inhale, reach out. Exhale, hug in, inhale, reach out. 3 more, tap, release. 2 more, tap, release. Final one, pull in, lower the legs down, and push yourself up, and ease your way back into that same child's pose we began in. Knees apart, feet together, and hips heavy. Here you might want to use your hands with straight arms and kind of press your palms into the floor while at the same time push your hands forward towards the top area of the mat. Keep your hips reaching back. 2 more rounds. 1 more deep breath in. And out. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Bring yourself up onto hands and knees position. Reposition your hands so your hands are under your shoulders. Flip your toes under from here and then float and hover your knees above the floor. With the knees above the floor, just bring your knees up to shoulder level, not high like downward dog. And even if it's too low, you might not really be able to connect well with the abdominals. Pull the belly up and in. Keep straight, strong arms here. Swivel your heels towards the left. And don't allow the heels to come all the way to the floor. And then bring them back to center. Swivel the heels to the right without letting the heels touch the floor. And center. Now from here, as you swivel the heels to the left, you will bring the whole sole of the right foot down. The left heel is above the floor. Stay here like this in the twist. Hug the thighs in or lift your right arm up. Stretch up, side plank variation. Press the floor away. Take another deep breath in and out. Lower, switch, center. Switch, heels to the right. This time the whole sole of the left foot is allowed to push to the floor. The right heel will stay lifted. Option, keep your left hand down or lift your left arm up. Reach up, lift up, push. Feel the whole sole of the left foot down, the palm of the right hand thrown to the floor. One more inhale. And exhale back through center. Lower your knees down. And take an easy cat, round your back. And cow, stretch your heart forward. Take it back and forth a few more times. Exhale, cat. And inhale, cow. Last one. Round your back, push the floor away. Inhale, lengthen, and stretch your heart forward. Good. Sink your hips back, but bring your feet to one side. You're going to shift yourself forward to sit down. Cross your ankles here, but keep your shins forward so they're more parallel with the top edge of your mat. Move your feet underneath the knees so that your feet are separating as wide as they comfortably can. If you look down at your legs, you can see a triangle shape that your inner seam of the legs are creating. Your heels are not tucked to your hips. Work your feet wider as you inhale, stretch your arms up, and then hinge your chest forward without excessively rounding your back, but try and hinge and lengthen and hold the length. And once you come to a stopping point, the point before you excessively round, pause, lengthen, hold. Then place your hands in an appropriate place that helps support the length of your spine, back behind your hips, forward in front of your feet, or another option is if your arms can comfortably rest on your legs. Then, once you've found the place of support, you can soften into the fold, allowing for some rounding in the back, but not feeling like you're being tugged into positions where you feel like you're folding forward, but your back is trying to lift to the ceiling. And then close your eyes if it's relaxing for you, and then take a few rounds of breath. And as you're ready, you'll come out of the fold and the hip opener, and you'll switch. So the other shin is now positioned in front, and you walk your feet far apart again, keeping that triangle through the inner portion of the legs. Walk your feet wide, inhale, stretch up again, and then exhale. Notice the difference as you start to hinge forward. And then even if your hands were forward before or on your thighs before, noticing where it feels best for them to be on this side. And settle into it, make any adjustments, and even close your eyes again, if that helped with your focus. One more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly come up. You're going to uncross your ankles, but place your feet to the floor together. And hold on to the tops of your shins to begin. Sink your hips back, or sink back a little bit, and you can feel more of the weight throughout the pelvis. And then without keeping the rounding in your back in order to create more of the weight distributed in the pelvis, you're going to lift your chest up, although you do still feel balance through your pelvis. Float your feet up if you can, or keep your feet down. Hold on to your thighs and lift your chest and stay like this, or stretch your arms forward. Now, at any point, if it starts to feel like too much engagement in your hips and maybe even your thighs, you might hold back on, you might release the feet back down and just do your arms forward. Try and lift your chest up as you hinge back. Good. Take a couple more rounds of breath. Both pose, Navasana. Try and hold your lift. One more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, slow to unwind. Crisscross your legs and fold forward. Here, a little bit different than the last variation we did. You can tuck your heels in and then just really allow your hip flexors to release. As you're ready, walk your hands back, uncross, and stretch your legs out. We're gonna bring ourselves down to the back, all the way down onto your mat. So scooch yourself forward if you need to. Stretch your arms overhead. Walk your feet in so your knees are bent. Walk your feet in so your heels line up with your sitting bones. Press down into your feet, slowly lift your pelvis up, coming into bridge pose with your arms overhead. Keep the back of the neck long, keep your head still, and lift your hips high as you pause here in bridge. Pressing down and lifting up to the degree that it feels good on your body, but really just trying to hold steady in the posture last couple rounds. And then after your last exhale, try lifting your heels up high and lifting your arms up as you roll down. Feel like you can roll one vertebra at a time all the way down until everything touches the ground. Okay, heel toe your feet out wider, so they might not be as wide as your mat, but just wider than your hips. And then start to flop your feet, knees to one side and flop your knees to the other side. So you want to feel like you're just kind of letting your legs move at their own pace with a minimal amount of effort involved, going side to side. And if you want to have your hands on your belly, that's a good option as well. Finishing up one more time each way. And then bringing your knees up to the ceiling and hug your knees in towards your armpits. So not super towards your chest, but out to the sides more. So here you can stay, and you can kind of see how it's like a reverse child's pose, or grab your feet and take happy baby pose. Okay, one more deep breath in. And then release your legs out and go ahead and stretch out. And take a comfortable position lying on your back. And if you'd like to hold or use your knees bent so that you can rest your legs against one another. If your low back is sensitive, you can do that. Close your eyes and just take a moment to soften into this position. And let your breath slow down. I feel like there's less control of your breath. And as you're ready to deepen your breath, you can take a big breath in through your nose, fill up your whole body, feel your belly rise. And then exhaling slowly out. Take a few more rounds of breath and start to add some movement through your fingers and your toes again. And when you're ready to transition, you can hug your knees back into your chest. Give your body a squeeze and turn yourself to the right side of your mat. And carefully bring yourself back up and sit comfortably. If you'd like to bring your palms together, you can bring your palms to your heart and take a moment to let your head bow inward. So we bow in, we remind ourselves that we are all connected. We have the power to create change in our own lives, as well as in the lives of the people around us. Namaste.